Hello everyone and welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today we are going to be doing a reading focused on love and what is next in love, what's coming next, anything Spirit has for you when it comes to the subject of love. As I'm recording this is intended to be for singles, but I know that sometimes the messages that come through are not exactly what I expected and they kind of do their own thing, so keep that in mind. So we have 3 piles today. If you want, just take a minute to ground, center yourself, ask yourself which pile has a message for you. And we have pile number 1 with Wanda and Vision as Scarlet Witch and, well, Vision in their Halloween costume. Pile number 2 is Wanda and Vision in the Magician costume, Magician and Magician's Assistant. And these are from Wanda Vision. And pile number 3 is Pregnant Wanda and Vision. So take a few minutes, ground yourself, ask yourself which pile has a message for you, and let's get started. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you chose the little charm with Scarlet Witch and Vision in their Halloween costumes. And these are from the Wanda Vision show. They are from a special creator that I got them from. Before we get started, just as a reminder, this is a general reading. If something resonates, take it. If it does not resonate, do not take it. It is not meant for you, and that is okay. So we are going to start with tarot, and we're basically looking at what is next in love for my pile number 1. We have Temperance, we have the Knight of Wands, we have the Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and Queen of Swords. All right, so for my pile number 1s, it looks like for my pile number 1s, movement is going to start to happen in your love life. Let me move these slightly up so that they're in frame. So it feels like a lot of movement is coming your way. I feel like for my pile number 1s, you've kind of been doing your own thing. You've been focused on perhaps work, school, a project, your own healing. For some of you, you've been focused on healing yourself and kind of doing some internal work so that you could prepare for this connection. This for me feels like you've been looking for something, that you're looking for something long term. You're looking for something that's going to kind of stand the test of time. For some of you, you've kind of dealt with people that have been very flaky and very non-committal. In fact, I feel like for some of you, perhaps, you had your heart broken by kind of this Knight of Wands energy. And the Knight of Wands is very passionate, very fast moving, but there is very little substance to the Knight of Wands. It's a person that can come as fast as they go, and that was not meant to sound that way, pile number 1. But I realized it mid-sentence. But for my pile number 1s, you've been focused on yourself. You've been focused on your own abundance. You've been focused on your purpose, and you've been focused on what it is that you want to create, as well as healing yourself. For many of you, you've kind of been on this spiritual journey, and spirituality has kind of taken the forefront when it comes to love, and you haven't really been putting yourself out there. There is this desire for more. I do feel for some of my pile number 1s, you are kind of struggling with putting yourself back out there. And what I mean by this is, for some of you in pile number 1, it feels like when you got your heart broken, when you got hurt, or after kind of going through this series of connecting with and dating people that were not fully there, that were not fully in the connection, in the relationship, you kind of have become a little bit guarded. And what you're being asked to do, pile number 1, is to kind of find balance, find the middle ground between being discerning, because there's a difference between being discerning and just guarding yourself to the point where no one is going to come through those walls. And Spirit really wants you to be aware of, how can I be discerning? How can I be careful not to let just anybody in, while at the same time allowing people to get close enough for you to figure out if this is a person that you want to connect with. Because for some of you, your walls are up and it's kind of preventing certain connections from coming in. Because you want to connect, you want to be in, for some of you, relationships, for others of you, dating. But it feels like for most of you, you're looking for something of substance. It's not just, I'm looking to date so that I can go out and, have fun and that's it. It feels like you're trying to build something more stable. But there is a need to kind of work with your defense mechanisms, because right now it feels like you've almost built a wall around yourself. And Spirit is really saying, we get why that's there. And it served a purpose at one time. But at this time, it's time to kind of put those walls down and allow people to get close. And trust yourself enough to know that you're not going to let the same type of flaky energy back in, because you know yourself more now. Because you're more self-aware. And because you have experiences under your belt that have made you more discerning to the energies of certain people. With this pile, there is a need to be a little bit more spontaneous. It feels like you've kind of just been focused on work, on your healing, on your spirituality. You're not as open as you once were, and you're kind of very, again, guarded, but you're also almost stuck in a little bit of a stagnant routine. So Spirit is saying, what's coming next in love is there is the possibility of someone coming in, but you need to meet the universe halfway. You need to create the space for this to come in. Let's take a look at what these two have to say. Life path, cosmically you, harvest, starseed, soul family, leave the matrix, numerology. Yeah, there's a need to break free from something here. And we do have 11 there. So this could be, it could be a divine counterpart coming in. Limpia, which is cleanse, manifestation, purification, take back your power. Yeah, there's a need to break free from something, because we have, take back your power, and we have leave the matrix. And I kind of was feeling this almost stagnant routine happening for my pile number 1. So there's a need to kind of break free. For many of you, you have been focused on your life purpose, which could be work, a business, a career, a project, something that, is in alignment with your life purpose. But it's kind of put you almost in a box of, you're kind of stuck in the same routine. It's almost like a rut that you have gotten yourself stuck in. With Limpia here, where you're being asked to cleanse your energy. For some of you, that could be Palo Santo. It could be sage. It could be, anything that you use to cleanse your space. I actually personally like to use the Dorji bell through sound and clearing space that way. Working with clear quartz and selenite could be very helpful for this pile, because things want to come in for you. But for many of my pile number 1s, you've kind of closed yourself off, where you want this, but it doesn't really have space to come into your life at this moment. Let's take a look at what else is here. Let's take a look at these 3. Why? And this is, again, another life purpose card. Let's do that. Treasure Island. Yeah, there's treasures trying to come in for you in love. There's connections trying to come in for my pile 1s, but there's a need to create space for it. Serendipity. Follow the signs. Follow the signs that you're getting. You're very intuitive, pile number 1. You need to allow space for this. For some of you, it's almost a question of, are you really ready for someone to come in right now? Because the focus seems to be so much on life purpose. And I'm not getting that there's a right or wrong answer for this. Like, I feel like if you were to decide that I'm not really ready right now, I'm not ready to let my guard down, your person would still be there. So it's this energy of, don't worry about, running out of time. Don't worry about having to do things at a certain time period because you feel like you have to. Now, if you're thinking, I'm ready. I know that I'm ready. I want this connection to come in. Make space for it. Cleanse your energy. Start to break out of the routine. Be open to being more vulnerable. Trust yourself more. For some of you, even getting out there, because I'm getting this energy of you're kind of so wrapped up in what's going on in your own life that you don't really have time to go out there. And it's almost this energy of, well, how are we supposed to deliver this person to you if you don't have the space for them, if you don't meet us halfway and kind of, be open to it, whether it's open to meeting someone online, open to, going somewhere, meeting someone traditionally. And I know, as I'm recording this, there's still restrictions happening around the world, but they're starting to lift. And pile number 1, there is a treasure in your love life awaiting you. It's again about creating the space. For some of you, there's a need to kind of cleanse your physical environments as well. Get rid of things that remind you of certain people if you're holding on to something like that. I'm actually seeing this, and this is very specific, pile number 1. But if you go through your phone and you have like screenshots or saved conversations or pictures of someone else, delete them. That right there is going to help you cleanse the space for someone else to come in. Get rid of anything that's holding you down to the past. Let's take a look at these two. God of unity. Yeah. There's unity here for you. God of sensuality with Dionysus. I can always say it in my mind, but when I go to say it, it's not there. So there's definitely this sense of we have unity and sensuality. This is meant for you. You are meant to connect. There is a possibility to have a very passionate, fulfilling connection. I'm going to be honest. What I'm seeing is not about the connection itself. It's about the steps needed to get to this connection. It's almost like Spirit is saying, yeah, this is possible, but like, I can tell you about this, but if we don't talk about the rest of it, if we don't talk about the how to get there, if we don't clear the space, if we don't clear the stagnancy, it doesn't matter what we say about this because we won't necessarily get there. Remember, everything is free will. Just because there is the possibility of something does not mean it's going to happen unless you make it happen, unless you're willing to make it happen, unless you're open to it coming in for you. So this wants to come in, but it's a question of, for my pile number 1s, are you really ready? Is it something that you really truly want right now? If the answer is no, the message that I'm getting is it's fine. It will happen for you when the time feels right to you. If you're saying, yes, I am ready, this is saying, well, how are we going to clear this up? Are you paying attention to the signs? Are you understanding the reasons why you are doing certain things? Are you seeing how you're keeping yourself a bit too guarded? Are you seeing the internal struggle? Are you cleansing the space to allow this to come in? Let's see what else we have here. Let's check these two. Let's check these love messages of love. Marriage. Yeah. If some of you have doubts that you will not find someone and you're looking for something long term, because I felt this energy that you're interested in something that's going to last. Not everybody is, and that's okay. But this is saying there is the possibility here for something long term. There's the possibility here for you to connect with someone that can lead to marriage, or if you're not looking to sign the papers, for something long term. Obsession. Someone in this connection is gripped by obsessive thoughts. I feel like this obsession is speaking to perhaps being a little bit obsessed with why something is not happening, or how it's going to happen, or what could happen. I feel like this obsession is about the viewer. You who are viewing this, I feel like that's speaking to something that's happening internally for you. And this is part of what you need to unpack in order to make space for someone to come in. Awakening. Someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation, and this someone is you. We had that 11 there. You could be a life path 11. You don't have to be. But with that awakening card, it feels like that's what you're going through, pile number 1. You've done a lot of healing and you're still undergoing an awakening. You're also awakening to what is possible in love and relationships. And you kind of need to allow yourself to go through this process. And don't rush it. There is someone here for you. But Spirit is saying there's so much more going on that we really need to address before we get to this person coming in. Let's take a look at these three. Money, worth. Yeah. So pile number 1. Do you know your worth? And I think this has a double meaning here, because I felt this energy very strongly at the beginning that for many of you, there's been a focus on kind of building up your finances, building up your security. I did feel that at the very beginning. In addition to that, what I'm getting about this is, do you know what you are worth? Are you going to know your worth when you start dating again? And for some of you, just knowing what you are worth and what you're willing to accept and what your boundaries are will help you put down, kind of let go of those walls that you have built around yourself. Allow people to get close, knowing that you know how to protect yourself, that you know how to be discerning, that you can see the truth, that you're now wiser than perhaps what you were in the past when you allowed certain energies to get close to you. There's a little bit of a residue of fear, and that fear is putting your walls up. Empowerment. Yeah, pile number 1, you're working on your own empowerment right now. And this is also about you being empowered and going on, when you are going to dates, when you are looking to meet someone, doing it from an empowered sense of self. Knowing, I know my worth and I know what I deserve, and that's the energy I'm going to allow in. Pile number 1. Ascended Masters. For some of you, there's a need to work with an Ascended Master. I feel someone trying to come in and I'm trying to figure out who it is. I'm sorry. I'm actually getting Buddha. The Buddha. Well, one of the Buddhas, because there are many. I'm sorry, there's a goddess and I know who it is, and it's not Aphrodite. Though Aphrodite is an option, there's another goddess. I'm trying to figure out her name. I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry, pile number 1. I will let you know if it comes to me, because I'm getting the image, but I can't, I know who I'm thinking of, but I can't come up with the name. It'll come to me, I'm sure. Change. What were we talking about? Change is needed. What's coming next in love is change. And as you create this change, all of these blessings come in. Your treasure island comes in, your treasure. You have the opportunity to meet the person that you are going to either marry or have a very long-term relationship with. But again, change is needed. Self-discipline. Yeah. For some of you, this is, right now you're so focused on yourself and on what you want to achieve. But this self-discipline is also saying sometimes we have to set boundaries with ourselves. Sometimes we have to kind of force ourselves to step out of our comfort zone and create change. If you are looking to date, realistically, pile number 1, it's not going to happen if you don't leave your house and you don't open yourself up to communication with others. I say that respectfully and lovingly, and I am in a very similar situation, so I get it. But that's what I'm seeing here. It's almost this energy of, well, how do we bring this person to you? We're going to leave these for last, and let's take a look at these 2. A blessing for support. And this reminds me of Archangel Michael, first of all, so you could work with Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael can help with courage. But a blessing of support is speaking to many things. For some of you, there's a need to almost connect with friends and be open to those friends perhaps introducing you to someone. Those friends perhaps, going out with you. And again, things are opening back up, and this is a timeless reading, so it depends on when you're watching this. But Also connecting with your angels, your guides, your higher self. But this is also speaking to this person that's coming in is going to be very supportive. It's going to be different than that flaky energy from the past. A blessing on your intuition. What did we talk about? Serendipity. Trust your intuition. You are very wise. If you're being called to go somewhere, to try something new, do it. Don't be afraid, pile number 1. Let's take a look at what we had here. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another, are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. I'm taking this to mean with the projecting, again, some of you are in a mode of self-defense right now. So be careful with that, because sometimes, some people will say, well, nobody ever approaches me. No one ever, I can't seem to find people to date. I don't know that anyone is interested. I've seen people leave comments that say like, well, yeah, no one wants me. What are you projecting? Be very mindful of that. And this is kind of meant to be a relationship card, but I'm taking this to be a meaning for you. Romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. Pile number 1, Cupid is ready to go to work for you, but you need to kind of help Cupid out. Because if you're just home and you're not really getting out of your own routine and you're kind of in your own way, it's going to be very hard for Cupid's arrow to strike, right? Like if Cupid shoots his arrow and you're just sitting in your living room, it's going to be hard for someone, for Mr. Right, Mrs. Right, fill in the blank with whatever gender, they, them. It's going to be very hard for that person to find you. All right, pile number 1. I know that wasn't probably what you were expecting, but I hope it was helpful. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you have suggestions for future videos, leave that in the comment section below. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. And it's an Etsy link, just so that you are aware. And I hope this was helpful. I will see you soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you chose Magician, Vision, and his assistant, Wanda. And those are based on Wanda Vision. But let's get started. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. So we have the Empress, 9 of Cups. Okay, pile number 2, I'm liking this. The Magician, 5 of Cups, 4 of Wands, and the Devil. Okay. I really like this so far. Making sure that these are all in frame. All right. Sorry, pile number 2. Let's actually move them. All right, so let's talk about this pile number 2. I feel that for my pile number 2s, there's a wish coming true for you. I feel like for most of you, you've been single for a while. You've kind of been hoping for a connection to come in, but you don't want to necessarily waste your time. You're looking for the real deal. You are looking for marriage. You are looking for long-term connection. Some of you may be divorced, or you may have, broken up from a long-term relationship. This feels like a significant, almost like it was a divorce. It was something that lasted many, many years, or it was very significant in your life. Take it as it resonates. Many different people watching. And that did not work out. And there was a long time period of just mourning, of grief, of I don't know how I'm going to ever be okay. It almost feels like for my pile number 2s, whatever it was that happened was very quick and out of the blue. I don't know why I'm getting that, because the cards aren't necessarily showing me that, but intuitively I'm kind of getting that it was very unexpected. And it left you quite shaken up. It left you, in this energy of needing to heal, needing to kind of gather your wits, and needing to take time out. And like I said, it was devastating. For many of you, it feels like perhaps you didn't even think you were ever going to want to date again. You perhaps, you lost your hope when it came to love. And it just felt very, look at this card. Look at that card. It was just devastating. But so what is coming, right? Let's talk about what's coming. We don't really need to concentrate on what was. There's this energy that you are manifesting a connection. And you are manifesting a connection from a place of love, from a place of satisfaction. For many of you, you've reached a point in your life that you are actually very satisfied. You have what you need. You are doing exactly what you wanted to do with your life. Everything feels very, very abundant. It's almost like, emotional satisfaction. I guess what I'm trying to say is my pile number 2s, you're not manifesting from a place of lack. You are not manifesting a love interest, a connection, because you feel like you need it. It's almost like I want someone to compliment me. I'm ready to connect. I'm ready to be in a partnership, but there's no desperation behind this manifestation. And you've been working on your manifesting skills. For some of you, you've been focused on manifesting some, material abundance, and you've kind of gotten that down, and now you're focusing on love. For some of you, I'm going to be honest, some of you are not even focused on love as much, but because you are radiating so much light and so much beauty and so much love, it's bringing your person in. And this does feel like it's going to be almost a wish come true for you guys. Yeah, I definitely feel that energy of this is going to be almost a wish come true. And it's going to also come when you least expect it. I don't feel like this is something that you are going to be expecting. Now, I want to talk about the devil here, because what I think this devil is tied to is the past energy that we read. That, that connection that you had to recover from. And if you've never been in a connection, this could have even been the type of relationship that you grew up looking. Like the type of relationship that was shown to you and you knew that that was not what you wanted. But overall, I feel like you kind of made this wish and it's coming true. And I also feel like there's a lot of abundance in your life and that you're not trying to manifest from a place of lack. Let's take a look at these 3. I picked 2 for the other piles, but you guys had an extra one. Shadow work. Yeah. I feel like this pile, you've done the shadow work. You've been doing the work. This does not feel like a pile that is needing to do shadow work, but I feel like you've been removing blockages. And this is almost like this is coming because of all the hard work you've been doing. Saturn. Yeah. Life has not been easy. That Saturn energy is never easy. But it is worth it, and it does bring quite the payback. If you can do the work, it brings quite the blessings. For many of you, this breakup, whatever this was, happened around your Saturn return. This could have been someone, for a few of you, that you were with, like from a very young age, and then when your Saturn return came, it just kind of turned to crap. Like it could have been a divorce. It could have been anything along those lines. Phoenix rising. What did I say? You guys have been doing the work. My pile number 2s, you've been doing the work, and this wish come true is not something that has been handed to you. It's something that you have earned pile number 2. Like, this is something, this wish that you're getting, this beautiful energy that you have, this beautiful manifestation coming your way, you earned it. It was not handed to you. It was not gifted to you. It was something that you earned through your hard work. Look at this, Kali, goddess of destruction. You went through a point, pile number 2, where this was you. It was devastating. And I keep saying that word, and it's not a word I usually use, but it was devastating. There was a sense of, I don't think I'm going to be able to pick myself back up. I don't know how I'm going to make it to the next day. Some of you, very deep depression. Some of you, that this event is exactly what pushed you to your spiritual awakening. And I don't mean to, I think sometimes when we say certain things, it can be received incorrectly. But there was a sense of this was almost created for you, in the sense of it was going to allow you to grow and to expand your energy and your awareness and even your vibration. But Kali can be a very tough goddess to work with. And there was destruction, and through that destruction is where you are rebuilding and bringing in this beautiful energy. Transcendence, yeah, you transcended something. It was not easy, pile number 2. Whatever this was, it was not easy. Like I said, for many of you, this had to do with a relationship. Even a marriage. Like, it feels like it was to that level of commitment where it could have been a marriage. But you have transcended this. And through you transcending this is where this blessing is going to come in, where this dream come true is going to come in. I'm going to be honest, Spirit is not giving too much. It feels very vague because I feel like it's going to be unexpected, and there's a lot of divine timing at play with this as well. I'm almost hearing that some of you would overthink it if you knew too much. Wow. So we have the 5 of Cups, and now we have grief and anger. Yeah, you worked through this energy. Some of you are still working through this grief and anger. Take it as it resonates. Some of you have done the shadow work. I feel like everyone on this pile has at least started the shadow work. But some of you are, further along than others, but you've kind of worked your way out of this energy. Some of you were laying in bed, not moving. It felt like you lost everything. Again, like almost a sense of hopelessness, devastation, grief, sadness. I really almost feel this sense of, I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know where to go from here. Let's take a look at these guys. Observer. Yeah, right now you're being asked to be observant. You're being asked to remain open, pile number 2. Someone is coming in for this pile, but Spirit is not giving away too much because, again, there's a need for you to be in the present moment and continue to be in your Empress energy, regardless of gender, and in your Magician energy, regardless of gender. Deep knowing. You know this is coming for you. For my pile number 2s, for some of you, you're very claircognizant. You know things. And I feel like for most of you, you're hearing this and you're just like, yep, I know this. I know this. You don't even have to tell me this. I know this. Very interesting, too, that you chose the little charm with the Magician there. Unfinished symphony. Yeah. There was something that needed to close in order for this to come in. Now I'm getting 2 messages. For some of you, it's almost that message that we got just a couple minutes ago. For some of you, you've already done the shadow work. You are living in your Empress, in your Magician energy. Again, regardless of gender. For others of you, you're kind of still in the middle of this. So if you're looking at this and you're saying, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't feel like an Empress. I don't feel like the Magician. I'm still in this energy of anger and grief. I'm still in this energy of this 5 of Cups, of I can't believe this happened to me. I don't know how I'm going to see my way out of this. For those of you, there's a need to close the cycle. because this new connection cannot come in until you close that cycle. And it will be a beautiful connection that can last. And you do have the ability to transcend this, pile number 2. So depending on where you are in the message, take that as it resonates. But I feel like for most of you, you close this. Let's take a look at our numerology. Adventure. Yeah. And we had 555 on this Saturn card, which is all about change, adventure. You're being asked, pile number 2, to listen to your inner guidance, to be open. Don't be rigid at this time, be open. If you feel called to go somewhere, go there. Environment, yeah. For many of you, you had to break free from an environment that was no longer for you. Some of you, this, whatever this was, could have left you even without a home. It could have left you having to move. For others of you, you may be moving soon. And if you're moving and you're kind of being taken somewhere else, it could be possible that you meet your person when you take that move. But there's something about the environment. And for all of you, be very mindful of the environment that you are in. For example, if you share a space with other people, make sure that you are cleansing it spiritually, and also just make sure that it's nice and tidy, because our environment does affect our mental state and it does affect the things that we can manifest. For some of you, there's almost a need for you to clear an actual physical space for this person to come in. This came in a different pile, but the energy of kind of perhaps needing to get rid of old memories from other people, that sort of energy, kind of clearing some space. Sometimes even making space in a closet, like, I have space, or getting rid of clutter. Mental and spiritual space. Protected. You are safe and divinely guided. If there are any fears around this, pile number 2, you are safe and guided. Friendship. This friendship is leading to more. All right, so pile number 2. For some of you, this is going to be a friend that you already know. For others of you, you're going to meet this person and it's going to kind of be a little bit of a slow start. What do I mean by a slow start? Because I know that people will sometimes take things literally and then they get upset. I don't mean it's going to take 10 years for this to even start. What I mean by this is it's almost this energy of no pressure. Let's get to know each other as friends and build from there. Sometimes when we go through very painful experiences, it's easier for us to trust and to open up if there is a friendship. In addition to that, a relationship that is not based on friendship is usually not going to last. And what's coming in for you is going to be long lasting. So for many of you, this is either someone you already know, but I'm actually just getting an energy of when you meet this person, it's going to be very comfortable and it's going to be a friendship first. Finances. Financial challenges are affecting this connection. What I'm getting by this is that right now, the focus is on finances for both parties. And I do think that you're actually both going to be very financially, for most of you, financially stable coming into it. Does that mean you're going to be absolutely rich? Perhaps not. But it does mean that it feels like you're going to be able to meet your monthly bills, if that makes sense. Patience. Everything will unfold in divine timing. What did I tell you, pile number 2? Spirit is not trying to give up too much. I feel like my pile number 2s, you may be overthinkers, and if Spirit were to say something, you would be looking for those signs and you would not be able to relax into it. For some of you, it could be someone you already know, or it's just going to be someone that is going to be, friendly at the beginning. Need basis. This is Spirit saying this is on a need to know basis, and you don't need to know every single detail. So if you've been watching other pick a card readings and you're kind of getting messages that are not as specific as you want to. Just know that it's because you don't need to know just yet. What did I say, pile number 2? You are claircognizant. Deep knowing. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that was this group. We have deep knowing and claircognizance. Trust what you know. For some of you, there's a need to work with the owl as a spirit guide. Archangel Michael. You can also work with Archangel Michael. And we had a protected and Archangel Michael coming out now. So just know that you are protected. If in case that there's any anxieties around this, perhaps, I'm nervous to date again, I'm nervous to open myself up again, you are protected. We will leave these 2 for last. A blessing on your love. Yeah. Your 9 of Cups, you have a blessing on your love and the 9 of Cups. And you have the Magician, and 1 + 7 is 8, which is all about manifesting. You are manifesting this. For some of you, do a vision board or just write out what you want and put it where you can see it. A blessing on the home. And what did we talk about? The environment came up. All right, so a blessing on the home. 2 messages are coming in. Some of you will be moving. I really get that energy that some of you could be potentially moving, and through that move is where you meet that person. Perhaps they live in that new area. Take it as it resonates, but also make sure that you know that you are, because we have protected, we have Archangel Michael and a blessing on the home. Everything is fine. You are well. All is working out. If there are any worries around any of those areas, just know that all is well. And a blessing on the home is also speaking to, with the environment there, make sure that your home is your sanctuary at this time. Make sure that you're taking time to relax, that you're taking time to regenerate. Let's see what these last 2 have. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. I feel like this is speaking to the fact that it's going to be a connection where you are both going to be understanding of one another. But this is also a message for you to accept everything for what it was, especially for those people that are still working through the shadow work, still working through the grief and anger, through that 5 of Cups. Forgive yourself for anything you think you did. Forgive the other people. And forgiving someone else is not about, what they did was okay. It's about you releasing yourself from that burden of anger and that tie to the past. It's not for them, it's for you, pile number 2. And then we have here, close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. Yeah, start to create this environment. Start to create this sense of peace, this sense of home. You are protected. Bring in more joy. Listen to yourself when you are being called to do something else. For example, if you're being guided to go somewhere new, trust it, go. Obviously be discerning depending on what I'm talking of, like, you're being called to go eat somewhere. I'm not saying go into the woods in the middle of the night. So be discerning, but trust your intuition. And that's all I have for you, pile number 2. I hope this reading was helpful. Please let me know if you have any comments, suggestions for future videos, and please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you chose this Wanda with Vision. I believe she was pregnant in this scene. I don't know. It's the dress she was pregnant in, but if you've watched the show, you know why I'm a little confused. Anyways, this is a general reading. So as a reminder, take what resonates, leave the rest behind, and let's get started. The Tower. All right, pile number 3. 4 of Swords. 3 of Swords. Page of Wands, Ace of Swords. Okay. So my pile number 3 is, what is next in love? For some of you, you've been through quite a bit. Have you not? Pile number 3. I mean, we have the Tower, the 4 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords up there with the Page of Wands and Ace of Swords down in this line. So for my pile number 3s, something happened and it was kind of getting the rug pulled from under you. It was unexpected. This feels like it could have been a breakup in the past. Maybe you got your heart broken. Someone possibly betrayed you. Whatever this was, it was unexpected and it happened all of a sudden. And it kind of left you in this energy of needing to recover. There's a lot of heartbreak in this spread. As a matter of fact, some of you are probably still feeling this heartbreak. And the message here is, okay, so it's going to be split into two different groups within this pile. For the first group, there's a sense of you're still working through this heartache, you're still breaking through the heartbreak, and you need to give yourself time to recover. If that's the case, Spirit is saying, give yourself time, be patient. Allow yourself to heal. This was a big deal. Allow your heart to heal. Give yourself time, give yourself self-love, give yourself some, time to just be and just allow things to happen. Now, and for that pile, there is, if you resonate with that part of the message, there is clarity coming and there is healing. But for some of you, you've been avoiding having to kind of sit with that energy because it is very heavy energy. Now, for others of you, whatever this was happened, and you did take the time, you took the time out to give yourself time to heal, to give yourself the time to hold space for yourself and to kind of work through the pain. For those of you that are resonating with this part of the message, what Spirit is saying is it's time to get back out there. It's time to explore your options. It's time to go out there and have some fun. It's time to connect to other people, be more spontaneous, welcome in adventure. And through that, you will meet someone. Now for this pile, this feels very different from previous piles because for this pile, it feels like it's almost like you're being encouraged to go in this just having fun, just being open to having fun, connecting with people, no expectations, almost that energy of go out there, have fun, spend time with friends, connect with people, but don't put pressure on yourself to find this, to look for a specific type of connection at this time. And I do feel for my pile number 3s, there are some options. I feel like for many of you, there are like 2 to 3 options that you can possibly go with when it comes to dating, like 2 to 3 people that you can get to know and kind of dig around. That's the energy that I'm getting. This to me feels like for those of you that are ready to get back out there, it feels like you're going to have options and it's going to be up to you which option you choose. You can keep it light. You can get a little bit more serious. It's going to be up to you. There are going to be options. Let's see what we have here. Divination, connection to source, esoteric knowledge, occult, seeing beyond the veil, and the Akashic records. And then we have divine intervention. Trusting the universe is needed. Wait, more is happening behind the scenes. This is a bonus card. All right, so I'm going to be honest. Don't shoot the messenger, pile number 3. I feel like many of you are actually in the first group that we talked about. Many of you are still dealing with heartache. You're still dealing with heartbreak. And it's almost like you're being encouraged to kind of take a pause, to take a break from dating and focus on yourself and focus on healing yourself and give yourself a break. Um, and I don't feel it has to be a long break. It just feels like it's okay to slow down. Don't put pressure on yourself about needing to meet someone, about needing to find this connection, or, maybe it's not going to happen. It's not meant for me. It's almost like be present in the present moment and enjoy the present moment at this time. Now, if you are really connecting with the second group where it said, get out there. This is saying, just don't put pressure on yourself. Trust what you know. Trust yourself to get out there and just have fun. Don't go out there at this time just trying to jump into a relationship is basically the message that I'm getting. For some of you, this is about just getting out there and having fun. For others of you, what you're being asked to do is basically to kind of take a break from it all. Let's take a look at... I can't remember what order I did it in for the other pile, so we're going to do our own thing. Isis, goddess of magic. Openness. Aries, god of battle. Yeah, some of you are still in this energy of things didn't quite work out in the way that you wanted them to. Some of you are still kind of going through this very heavy energy. If you are, it's okay to focus on yourself. It's almost like Spirit is saying for some of you, it's best to take a break now so that you can heal. And when you come back, you are open to connecting. You are more open to finding a connection that is long lasting and that is so that you're okay with being vulnerable. Because when we are hurt, pile number 3, it can be very hard to open up. It's almost like you're really being encouraged to allow this 3 of Swords, this very painful energy, this heartbreak, to heal. And even if you do decide to get out there, it's almost like this advice of perhaps keeping it a bit more casual or being open to kind of being more playful and dating around a little bit more. Because I feel like even for this pile, if you were to get out there and date, there are going to be options, and it's almost like a dating around, having fun. And I have to be honest, because I don't see it. I don't necessarily see this like very long-term committed relationship coming in right away for those people that chose this pile. For some of you, there's even the need to perhaps go out there and kind of dig around so that you know what you do want. Because sometimes in order to figure out what we want exactly, we have to figure out what we don't want. Don't come for me, pile number 3. I'm saying this lovingly and because I see it. To be fair. Yeah, some of you are healing some karma here. Some of you are healing the past. Chaos and conflicts. It's that energy with the Tower. There's a lot of chaos and a lot of conflict. So that's why it's going to be very hard to find something stable at this time unless you take time to heal. Truth be told. Truth be told, and the Ace of Swords, be honest with yourself, pile number 3. Spirit is asking that you be completely honest with yourself, with what you want, what you are seeking. What are you ready to put yourself out there? Are you ready to remove the mask, to be vulnerable? Because in order to truly connect, to find something long-lasting, to find something that is going to stand the test of time, we have to show up and be vulnerable. And when we are going through that 3 of Swords energy, that heartbreak, that betrayal, that just painful energy, it can be so hard to do that. And I am so sorry, pile number 3, if you are feeling, if you've been betrayed, if you've had your heart broken, if you're still in that energy of pain. And the message here is, if you can focus on yourself, it's going to pay off in the long run. And even if you feel the need to kind of connect with others, just make sure that you're open to keeping it light. And I almost get that the message here for most of you is, how can you step into this more spontaneous energy, this light fluffiness, this playful energy without necessarily having to date maybe? Again, be honest with yourself and figure out what is right for you. healing. I don't see these cards before you do, but yeah. That's written all over this right now. It's about healing right now, pile number 3. That's really what you're being called to do. Work on your own healing. And once you do that, you're going to be more open. You're going to be more vulnerable. You're going to be more able to bring in the type of partnership that you want long term. Timeout, yeah. Like I said, don't shoot the messenger. For most of you, what's coming next in love is a timeout. And I feel like if you were to go out there and date, you would find people. But I'm going to be honest, pile number 3, and respectfully say this. I feel like you're going to find people that are not necessarily going to be in it for the long run. And that's why I kind of feel that very almost chaotic energy of like different people dating around, not necessarily something stable, because spirit is almost saying like, we want you to take this time out because we want you to heal the pain. We want you to heal the heart. We want you to heal the heartbreak. Because as you do this, then you're able to create what you actually want. You're able to connect to your own magic. And for some of you, if you were to go out and try to date right now, you would be attracting people that would also be very hurt. And it's almost like you may find people that may be, very unboard at first, but then they would kind of just move away. And it feels like you've been dating that type of energy already. And Spirit is saying that's not what we want for you. Let's take a look at these guys. Look at this. Healing. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. For some of you, all right, another message coming in. For some of you, perhaps this wasn't a relationship necessarily, but perhaps it's the inner child that needs healing. And perhaps you are reenacting certain childhood wounds as far as you're attracting people that are rejecting you, or you are being codependent to an unhealthy level, because we are all codependent, right? But codependent to an unhealthy level, and it's attracting the wrong type of people in. People that are only taking from you, that are breaking your heart, that are not sticking around. And this is what requires healing so that you can bring in the type of connection that you really truly want. Yeah. Okay, denial, and then we have truth be told. And it says, detach with love to see the truth clearly. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you're in denial about what needs to happen, about this timeout, about taking time to yourself, about, the level of heartbreak that you're carrying forth. Again, pile number 3, lovingly and respectfully, I deliver this message. I like to be honest. I don't like to lie. I know that a lot of people want the positive readings and that it needs to be light and fluffy and but sometimes we need to hear the truth. And what you're being asked to do, pile number 3, is go within and just see if this resonates. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's absolutely fine. Apology. You can expect the apology you want to hear. For some of you, there may be an apology coming from someone who has hurt you. I'm going to be honest. I don't want anyone to leave this reading expecting an apology, because sometimes that doesn't happen. And that keeps us trapped. What I want you to do is forgive yourself and accept your own apology to yourself, because some of you have internalized whatever happened and taken it on to a personal level, and it wasn't about you. We are not responsible for what other people do. I don't care if it was a parent and that it's part of a childhood wound. I don't care if it was somebody that you were involved with romantically. Something that was done to you is not your responsibility. So if they come in with an apology, amazing, great. And even if they do, remember, you don't have to engage back with it. You can accept the apology and move on. But if that apology does not come, it's about you forgiving yourself for whatever role you think you played in this. Manifestation. Yeah. You're going to have the ability to manifest what you want, but you need to take the time out and heal first. Archangel Megatron. For some of you, work with Archangel Megatron. Violet Flame could be important. And also, For some of you in pile number 3, you can actually access and read the Akashic records, and you're being encouraged to do so. Ancestors. For others of you, connect to the ancestors as well. And for some of you, this is a pattern that has been working its way through, a generational pattern. Perhaps if you look at the relationships of your family members from the past, you will see a similar pattern to what has been happening with you. You have the opportunity to break free from this. You had an extra card. Let's see what you have. A blessing for solace and hope. Yeah, absolutely. Spirit wants you to connect to the energy of hope and offer yourself some solace. A blessing on your day. For some of you, waking up and making a list of what you are grateful for can help you shift the perspective. Also, connecting to your angels, your guides more. A blessing of the air. You're very intelligent. You're very wise, pile number 3. You could be an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you don't have to be. Some of you need to get more fresh air. Go out into nature more. Break free from the routine. Ground yourself as well. Grounding on a daily basis can be very helpful. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not your mind. For the heart is the gateway to the soul. Some of you are definitely either an air sign or you tend to overthink. And I actually would journal this if you feel called to. So again, if you could do anything, what will it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind. For the heart is the gateway to the soul. Yeah, this is about healing and reconnecting to the heart. For some of you, heart chakra healing would be very helpful. And last card we have is a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. For some of you, this is your future person, the higher self of your future person coming in. I don't feel for many of you, you've met this person. I'm going to be honest. You know yourself best, but I feel like for the grand majority, you have not met this person. But this is just confirmation that there is someone for you. And that as you do the healing work, space will be held for you and for this person. That it's going to come together when it's meant to. All right, pile number 3, that's all I'm getting for you. I'm sending so much love your way. Please don't shoot the messenger. Just sending so much love. This is not the most easy, it's not an easy energy to be in. But I have faith that you're going to do that healing and you're going to connect to someone who's great and someone who actually deserves you. All right, pile number 3. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you have suggestions for future videos, you can leave that in the comment section below. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.